Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG. Most people know as a leFhy, a leaf blower, or leFH if you happen to be jingles and afflicted with a serious dislike for Arty. Yes, it's the leaf blower. Yes, it's Fifi la Pew Pew. It's an Arty that's actually not French but German. And this one's on the south spawn of Serene Coast under the command of ProvoBob. Game on. Well, this little Arty is actually made from a B2, a child B2. I should say B2, but that's the name that was actually given to the Butte Panzer. That is the tanks that the Germans captured and called prizes. They called them Butte Panzers. But 16 of them were actually converted into this little Arty. And they've got a 105mm light field howitzer, which is capable of doing 410 alpha, penetrating 53mm of armour, and is very, very accurate. In fact, the 105 light field howitzer was the most produced Arty that the Germans produced during World War II. Caught myself out there when I said that. Yes, it was, funnily enough. Most people thought that they were being hit by 88s whenever or act when they heard the artillery, German artillery firing at them, but in actual fact it wasn't the 88s. In most of the time it was the 105mm light field howitzers. They were fast firing and they were fairly accurate, and the Germans made a lot of them. Try and get a shot on that T-34. He pulls back. Nope, we can't see the tracer. I think there's a tracer error that actually happened around about this time. This recording's from May, and yeah, oh, we got a hit there. 86 hit points. We're not seeing the tracers, but they were there during the game, I can promise you. He's now aiming at a VK3001H. He fires at it and gets a big hit. 134 off that one. I think he'll just repeat that again. Rounds out. No sign of the shell disappearing, but I think he did hit it. Rounds out again. And now I think he's decided that BT7's worth of a shell or two. And that's a kill shot. So that's his first kill. Now a lot of I'm not saying professional Arty players, but Arty enthusiasts like the Fifi because it's actually so troll on the enemy. It's not OP as such, really. I know a lot of people think that it's OP, but it's not really. Not compared to some OP tanks that you find in the game that Wargaming charges you for. And of course they do charge a lot of money for this Arty. Well, of course, they charge even more for little tanks like the E25, which are even more troll than this Arty. Yes, that little tank destroyer is very deadly. And of course, Wargaming charges a lot of money to buy one. Of course, they were giving these away as prizes in the loot boxes a couple of years back. Last year it was the Sexton one, or rather last Christmas it was the Sexton one. I wonder which one they'll actually put in the boxes next year. I think it'll probably be the Fifi again. Okay, well, he's aiming now out onto the peninsula. He's got a Matilda, which is a tier 4 British medium. And I think he hit him, although we can't absolutely be certain because of the lack of tracer. There was no explosion when he fired. Ah, now, he did get a hit there for 138. You see the reload time is so quick. It's about 8 to 9 seconds. Depends on your configuration, crew, rammer, that sort of thing. He's following it. He's ready. Rounds out. I think that was a blind hit there. The AT2 is moving towards us. Adjusting the aim. Rounds out. That didn't penetrate the armor, but it didn't do any damage either. So he's dialing in. It's a pity he doesn't have any heat rounds, because heat rounds would go very well with that AT2. There goes the T28, and the AT2's dead. So they're one tank down on the enemy at the moment. They're not doing so well. The force that went up the west side of the map has been wiped out, and so now it's up to ProvoBob to try and stop these enemies from advancing any further. Okay, we've lost sight of the enemy because... Oh! And an enemy tank, a light tank, has actually come in from the east, from the peninsula. It's a Chaffee, and he's just been wiped out by the A20, who came back to help us. Rounds out in the 60T. Oh, we saw the Tracer at last. We finally saw the Tracer, and that was his second kill. Now, we know there's a T-34 and potentially a Valentine coming down that side. There's the Valentine too. That's a premium Soviet. Dialing in, rounds out, looks good. Doesn't hit him. There's the T-34, and we can't hit him because he's around the other side of the hill, but we're going after the Valentine 2 again, and I think that was a direct hit. Okay, can he get a shot on this T-34? No, he can't, because that piece of rock that actually sticks out there, we can't fire over the top of it. But over here, we've got a tank we can destroy, and that's a VK3001H. He's dialing in. Almost ready to go. Rounds out. Yes, that's a kill. But he has been seen, and he's been seen by the T-34. He's dialing in. Yes, gets a nice little hit. Now, keep pumping those rounds into him, because he'll do the same to you if he gets the chance. Somebody's capping on our cap at the moment. I think ProvoBob's getting ready to move. He gets another hit into the T-34, but he takes a round. That's a 76mm round, I think. Or is it? No, it may be a 57mm. But he's about to find an enemy tank in the cap area, and he'll have to go up to kill it. The T-34 has been wiped out. He needs somebody to tell him where the enemy is. No, he'll have to move forward and spot the enemy. After that, one member of our team is going to have to come back and spot for us. Yes, he's decided to do it himself, and it's probably the best decision. Now, he does take a bit of a risk here because he's probably going to take an enemy shot, and we've got a Panzer IIIJ coming up from the dip. Just a short way away. And he tries a manual shot. That took some doing there. But he needs to get that reset. And he now knows where the Matilda is, so he can now dial in on that position and get a hit. Didn't get a reset there. One more. You only get one more shot to do it. Yes! And he gets a kill to boot. I think that's a defender medal. And here comes the Panzer III-4. Fires into him. Now he's got to try and turn. He's desperately trying to stay alive whilst this Panzer IIIJ tries to have his wicked way with him. And he's now backing up. The Panzer IIIJ overshot him. Oh, and he almost had him there. He's gone to an overhead view to actually do this. And I'm going to come down to actually watch and see what he's doing from the ground level. He should be treating it exactly like you would a TD. He's now aiming at the guy. He gets a shot in. Oh my god, he took numerous hits. But luckily he did survive, and there's now two enemy tanks left alive. A B1. Oh, both B1s. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I thought there was two enemy tanks, and there's one of them. He's coming to the cap area right now. In fact, there's both of them. Actually, ProvoBob now needs to go back where he was if he wants to get shots on these guys, because they are in the cap area through the gap. Yes, he's decided that's the best thing to do. Head back where he was. That was a moment of sheer panic, but what you've got to do is, if the enemy ever does get you like that, what you need to do is fool the enemy into thinking that you're trying to turn as you move forward. Then you suddenly stop and turn back the opposite way, and they'll overshoot you like they did with ProvoBob, and then you can get shots on them. I think he might be making a tactical error here, actually going close to them. He would be better off trying to hit them from afar. Likewise, our Cruiser 4, who hasn't moved in a while, might be overturned in the dip. I think ProvoBob tries to get shots on these guys when they come through that gap. He might have problems. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that Cruiser 4 is overturned in the dip. I might just try and have a look at that at the end of the game, see if we can find out. Well, he's been spotted, and he's now trying to aim at the B1, but there's rocks in the way. Oh, now he can get a shot. In fact, he fires through the building to get a shot on the B1, and he's backing up just a bit. He's been spotted. He's receiving fire. Note that one missed. Yeah, he would have been much better off if he'd actually stayed on the other side and waited for the B1s. Yep, they're starting to hit him. You see, they've got exactly the same armour that he has, except for the shield, the gun shield around his artillery piece, which is fairly weak armour. So he needs to get into a position so he can shoot at them without them being able to shoot at his gun shield. Okay, now he's got a shot. Go for the other B1, not that one. Go for the other one. You've got the rear of him. He's been killed. Okay, go for this one now. He gets his first hit. Unfortunately, that hill is slightly in the way, but now he's got a solution. This works. And the kill goes to the Type T34, and that wins the game. So well done there to ProvoBob. Now, I've paused the battle there because I just want to find out if the if we can find out actually. I think actually we can't find out, sorry. I would try to go back and see if I can get an last 5 seconds and see if we can actually find out what happened to that Cruiser Mark IV. I'll stop the battle here and see if we can then find out exactly what happened to him. Or not Panzer III-4, it's actually the Cruiser 4. Okay, let's go a bit faster. And we'll see why he stopped. Did he disconnect or was he flipped over? Yes, he's on his side. That's why he wasn't helping. Yeah, poor little Cruiser 4 flipped herself as he went round the corner, and that's why he wasn't able to take part in the battle. So, we will exit the battle there, and that's it. We'll go to the end of battle results, and it's an ace tank of a ProvoBob in the 105 leFH18B2. It's not the first ace tanker he's had in this vehicle though, because there's no scrolls underneath. He's also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. He also got an arsonist because he set light to one of the tanks he blew up. And he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 15. On top of that, he got a Stark's medal. He lost potentially 2/3 of his hit points, received 2 enemy shots, and survived the battle after getting at least 2 kills from the enemy. And they're difficult medals to get, the Stark's medal. He also picked up a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a defender for resetting the cap with the Matilda. His win rate for the game was 9,514. And yes, you have to scroll the page to see the results. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he got the highest damage in that game, no doubt about that, 2,646. In fact, he's the only player to get over 2,000 hit points in total. The next high scorer was the Type T34, who actually got the kill on those B1s. And he also picked up a patrol duty, a scout, and a top gun in that game. Well done to him. He was just one short of getting a Radley's, so yes, he did do well. And the next high score after that was the T34 on the enemy team, the one that Bob saw and fired at and fired back at him. 1,781 hit points to him. When it came to kills, it was that Type T34 got 7 kills, Bob got 4, and the 60G FT on the enemy team got 4. And when it came to base XP, it was the Type T34 again with 1,364. That was probably an ace tanker. And 1,153 to ProvoBob. And then the enemy managed to, the enemy T34 managed to get 505. He did better than the rest of their team put together, but they did have a few bots in the game as well. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 34 rounds in that game, got 17 direct hits, 4 penetration, 12 splash. Damage of 2,646 hit points, of which 1,717 were up more than 300 meters. He received 11 hits during that game. Only 2 were penetrations, and both of those came from the Panzer III-J. 7 non-penetrations, and those were the shots that came mostly from the Panzer B1s, oh not Panzer B1, the Char B1s, and a couple of the shots from the Panzer III-J hit the tracks instead of actually hitting his hitbox. So he actually received 2 hits as well by way of splash damage from the enemy. 165 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 169 hit points of damage assist. He also got 97 defense points when he killed the Matilda in the gap, so he was only 3 seconds away from losing the game. 57,308 credits on a premium account, and after repair and ammunition resupply, 52,504 credits. He got 5 bonds for the awards. Yes, the Naden's Medal is, I think it's the Naden's Medal he managed to get, or which one was it? Sorry, it's not the Naden's, it's the Stark's Medal is worth 3, that one's worth 1, and I think that the Defender, yes, the Defender's also worth 1. He picked up 1,729 XP, got 692 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 2,421 altogether. So he says, Fifi touch and go. Well, it really was, because if he hadn't actually reset the cap, that Matilda would have won it for the other team. So he had to drive closer just to get sight of the Matilda. But luckily, the view range on the Fifi is so good, he can actually see the Matilda through the gaps in the railway carriages, and that gave him the solution so he could actually fire at the enemy and take him out. He did take a bit of a risk going after those B1s though, I think, actually. But I think he was more that he wanted to help and try and take these guys out, either by firing directly at them and killing them that way, and of course he potentially was looking at a Top Gun if he did. Mind you, the other guy managed to get a Top Gun, and he was one short of getting a Radley's. So, very good win 8 as well. 9,514 is Super Unicum standards, so very well done. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.